in the studio now, and we're here with a very impressive group of gentlemen. And let me go around the table. Well, who wants to introduce the other two? Don, are you going to be the introducer, or you want me to do it?
I'll be happy to.
Don Young is one of our guests. Don, go ahead.
Thank you, Fred. To my right is Joe Schuster, and to my left is Dr. Charles Fletcher. Both are longtime residents here at Green Spring.
Okay, and the reason you all are here is, do I understand there's a new series coming up on your classes on the Constitution?
Yes.
Is that
is
okay?
correct.
And who's going to deal with that? Joe, you're kind of the instructor of that, aren't you?
No.
No?
Don is going to start that.
Okay, well, Don is in the center, exactly where he ought to be. Go.
In the middle. That's me. Good morning, everybody. I'm here representing the Republican Club of Green Spring, and I'm here to support the efforts of Peter Tancredi and Joe Schuster in bringing to Green Spring a series of lectures and programs on the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, which, as you know, are our founding documents of this country, and in which are expressed the various rights and freedoms and responsibilities, as well as the limitations that we as citizens have placed on our governmental structure. Unfortunately, these rights and freedoms have been constantly under assault by the agents of tyranny and other people, and we've been at war for most of our history in order to preserve our rights and freedoms. We believe that the most effective way to defend this nation and its freedoms is to have a well-educated, well-informed electorate that is able to understand the importance of the Constitution and how it was formed. And to this end, Peter and Joe have put together, or have worked out with Hillsdale College, this wonderful series of lectures and programs on the Constitution and Declaration, and they will be presenting them beginning May 30th. We're also aware that Marv Wagner, a resident and constitutional scholar, and incidentally my counterpart with the Democratic Club of Green Spring, is also in the process of presenting a series of lectures on the Constitution. We encourage your attendance at Marv's series as well as your attendance at the Hillsdale presentations, which Joe and Peter will be bringing to you. Thank you.
Well, my goodness, that is a very comprehensive summary of what this is all about. Of course, it raises many questions, but go. Who's next? Who wants to?
I guess I'll be
now
next.
He's got a great big clipboard, and you've got a little card.
He's smarter than
So you let me go first.
I'm going to let you go. Well, whatever.
Good morning. I'm Charles Fletcher. I am the chairman of the Education Committee for the Green Spring Republican Club. This is a new dimension for our programs. We formed an education club to bring programs of historical nature as well as current events. We alternate that with our regular programs. The program that we'll be discussing today is on the Constitution. We certainly thank you, and we thank Channel 6 for this opportunity to share this information with our residents of Green Spring. The material that we'll use for this program is being shared with us from Hillsdale College. Hillsdale is a small liberal arts college over in Michigan. It's unique in many ways. One, that every freshman student must take a course in the Constitution and the Declaration. As our president has mentioned how important it is. With the material that we'll be presenting, we will have an opportunity for a look at the concerns of our founding fathers when they developed these instruments? Did it meet their concerns? But most important, as we participate in this program, we'll have an opportunity to see whether and how these instruments affect the concerns of today. Mm-hmm. The Republican Club has selected 10 lectures. Those lectures will be given on subsequent Mondays beginning May 30th. Mm-hmm. They will be held in the Village Theater starting at 11 a.m. through 12:45. Mm-hmm. There will be an opportunity for some discussion. Mm-hmm. Everyone is invited. Mm-hmm. We ask you to come and bring a neighbor. Also, we will present the people that attend copies of the Constitution, mm-hmm. the Declaration of Independence, and other instruments. Mm-hmm. We thank you for this opportunity, and we certainly hope that members of Green Spring will have an opportunity to share this information. Thank you.
Okay. And now we'll move over to Joe Schuster. Joe, I don't know how you can improve on these two things.
It's a tough spot.
It is.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, the question comes up, why should Green Spring residents take this course?
I could tell them.
Well, very good. First of all, I'd like to say about our perception of Green Spring residents. We know they care about our country, and they are concerned about our government's performance. The support for that is you look at the voting record of this precinct, and it's the highest in Northern Virginia or Virginia. So we know our people care. One thing we forget, that according to Mr. Jefferson, we, and all the rest of the citizens around the country, are the ultimate source of power in our society. We are the ones that replaced King George. George Washington didn't. And President Lincoln reminded us that our government is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And Franklin Roosevelt said the ultimate rulers of our democracy are not a president, a Senate, a legislature, and other politicians, but the voters of our country. Okay, so that lays a burden on us all here at Green Spring. Now, not everyone agreed with Jefferson and those folks, and they said, well, the people aren't capable of carrying this load. And Jefferson's reply, and I think it's beautiful, if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise control with a wholesome discretion, isn't that good language? The remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their discretion. So this is our purpose, mm-hmm. to create an opportunity for us all to inform our discretion. A word or two about how we regard the performance of our government. Now, I'm talking the whole country. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of statements that can be made, but the Pew Research Organization has for years been polling the residents of the country on just how much trust they have in their government.
Right.
And in 1964, when LBJ was president, that number was 77% of the voters said they trusted the government to do the right thing all or most of the time. Well, if you follow that track down till today, it goes up and down, but mostly down, until finally in 2015, that number is 19%. Now, if that doesn't indicate a problem, nothing else does.
scary.
It's important to Greensfield people because if we, in fact, are the power that controls the government, we have to carry some of the blame for this lousy performance. Now, we asked the question, could it be that Jefferson's opponents are right, that we're not enlightened enough to do this? Well, just remind you what let me remind you what he said, is inform them. So that's why we have this program.
Okay, and I'm glad you got to that point because unfortunately, this is an amazingly short segment. I can't believe the time has gone. Can you? See, when you're
I've been watching a
when
lot.
you're saying interesting things, our time just goes. Now, just let me say this. This is a recorded series by a professor or two?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then there'll be an opportunity for Q&A after
Correct.
each of the sessions.
Correct.
Okay. And they are from 11 to 12:45 each Monday.
12:30.
Oh, 12 to 12:30.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half each Monday, correct? In the Village Theater. And I do hope, did you get the copies of the Constitution from your members of Congress? Is that where you got them to distribute
They
them?
came from Hillsdale
They
College.
come from Hillsdale College.
Oh, okay, they came
With a
from
healthy
there.
contribution from the Republican Club to Hillsdale.
Well, you know, people can get them free from their
From their
members of
members.
Congress.
You're absolutely right,
They
and
can
they
just
should.
contact the member and they will send you a copy of the Constitution. It's part of their, that's what our taxpayers pay for. So take advantage of that. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you have a large turnout.
Thank you for
And
We expected it.
I bet you will. You'll
Yeah,
get it.
sure.
Only you should start giving these lectures to the members of Congress. Okay, and I, having worked up there, mean that. Thank you all very much for coming.